Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Edward III, and we got to hear from Edward III again today in Act 1, Scene 1. So things are moving right along, and we're just in the very first scene of the play. We had Edward finding out that he is probably the rightful heir to the French throne, but then the Duke of Lorraine from France came to say that the French king wants Edward to come and swear fealty to him, otherwise he's going to lose his lands and titles in France. And Edward was like, nope, not doing that. And so they threaten each other and they draw swords, and basically England and France are now at war. And as soon as Lorraine leaves, Montague comes in to give Edward an update on what's happening in Scotland. And Edward had pulled some troops back, and even though there was a truce, the Scots have started to, attack and reinvade and all that sort of thing. And they've taken a castle where the Countess of Salisbury is one of the prisoners, and Montague even says she's likely to perish if she stays there. And Edward turns to the Earl of Warwick and he's like, isn't that your daughter? And Warwick's like, yeah, it is. And Edward says, ignoble David, hast thou none to grieve but silly ladies with thy threatening arms? But I will make you shrink your snaily horns. First, therefore, Audley, this shall be thy charge. Go levy footmen for our wars in France, and Ned, take muster of our men at arms. In every shire elect a several band. Let them be soldiers of a lusty spirit, such as dread nothing but dishonor's blot. Be wary, therefore, since we do commence a famous war, and with so mighty a nation. Derby, be thou ambassador for us unto our father-in-law, the Earl of Hainault. Make him acquainted with our enterprise, and likewise will him with our own allies that are in Flanders, to solicit to the Emperor of Almaine in our name. Myself, whilst you are jointly thus employed, will with these forces that I have at hand march, and once more repulse the traitorous Scot. But, sirs, be resolute. We shall have wars on every side. And Ned, thou must begin now to forget thy study and thy books, and ear thy shoulders to an armor's weight. So he's putting a plan together, is what he's doing. He's the David that he remarks about at the beginning of this monologue is, I believe, the Scottish king. He's like, seriously, you have nothing better to do than to take innocent women hostage? And then he's like, okay, never mind that. Audley, you're going to go to France. When he says Ned, he's talking to his son, Prince Edward, otherwise known as Edward the Black, I think, because he was known for being very violent, and we'll find all that out later. But he's like, you muster up whoever we have and make sure that you're only recruiting men who fight for honor and aren't afraid of anything except for maybe losing some of their honor. And he sends Derby off to be an ambassador because they actually want to get word to Germany as well to see if some of the German armies can come and help in their cause. And he's like, and while all y'all are doing that, I'm going to go beat the crap out of Scotland and beat them back. I mean, he's like, everybody be careful, because we are going to be fighting wars on many fronts. So we just have to look out for this. And he finishes by telling his son, Ned, Edward, that he has to, it's time to stop learning about things and get used to wearing your armor. And Prince Edward responds with like, yes, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do this. And that's the end of Act 1, Scene 1. So we've got several wars that we're going to need to figure out. And also, this Countess of Salisbury, she might be important a little later. So we'll figure all that out too. Anyway, come on back tomorrow for more. Mwah.